Well, joining us now is Brian Butler, who's the author of Envision, Theology of the Body for Middle Schoolers, and he is with us, and we thank him for being here. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Your
Hey,
Excellency. Great to be
Brian.
with you.
Great to have you here. You recently worked with Ascension to provide updates to Envision, Theology of the Body for Middle School, to be more relevant and engaging to youth today. First of all, maybe for those who might not know, could you just give us a brief explanation of theology of the body and talk about the importance it is for middle schoolers?
Absolutely. Well, it's been quite a while since we've seen each other. I believe I was on with you guys maybe 12 years ago when we had done the first Theology of the Body for Middle School program, and it was called Theology of the Body for Teens. And that message is a message from St. John Paul II, given over a period of about 5.5 years from 1979 to 1984, on the nature of the gift of our sexuality and the call to authentic love. What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a woman? And how are we to live faithfully to God's call in a way that brings us what our hearts truly desire? And it's really done beautiful things around the world. And we learned a lot from those earlier programs that we wrote. And as you've noticed, the landscape and the culture has changed quite a bit in the last 12 years. And so it was really time for a refresh. And we actually got a whole new title and did a number of updates here. And so there's actually a parent guide, a leader guide, a student guide, and a video series. And we did updates to all 4 of those things.
Wow, great.
That's impressive. And Brian, you don't look a day older. Honest to God, seeing you again. It's great to be with you. And I have to ask you, particularly here for us in the Archdiocese of Boston, we just moved the age of confirmation down to around 8th grade so that younger women and men can receive the grace of the sacrament. So in keeping with that, why is it so important for middle schoolers to understand something so deep and so beautiful as the theology of the body, and then to strive for a life of authentic freedom and love? Why is that so important?
Well, I tell you, it's interesting because to your point, for your 8th graders, they definitely need to understand who they are in order to be able to say yes to God's call in life. God always tells us the truth of our identity first before he sends us out on a mission. We have to know the truth of who we are before what we do. And I think that that's a great opportunity, actually. So this program is for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders is what it's geared towards. But as you know, Your Excellency, there is so much confusion in the world today, even about what it means to be a man or a woman. And that our middle schoolers are not, they're not away from that temptation. In fact, many of them are getting an IV drip of some false information on a daily basis, and then through TikTok and the very, I sometimes call it TikToxic for the fact that there are so many challenging sort of ideas there. Of course, there are good things too, but if we're not really careful, then we might start to get a lot of false ideas about who we are and how we're called to love. And so St. John Paul II gave us a beautiful vision of the truth of who God made us to be as men and women. And interestingly, the theology of the body is not actually the title of that main work. It's actually the subtitle. The title of the work was Man and Woman, He Created Them, which I can't think of anything more controversial today, actually, to be created in God's image and likeness. And so our middle schoolers really need to learn the goodness of who God has made them to be, the dignity of their own bodies and the gift of their sexuality as a young man or as a young woman. And from that place of reverence for themselves and others, they can start to make relationship decisions that truly honor God and set them up for a life of authentic freedom and love.
Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, Envision helps adults talk to middle schoolers too. Maybe if you could talk about that, how it can get some of the adults a little more confident in their conversations with middle schoolers about their sexual identity, body image, and all those tough topics.
Yeah, body image and questions around sexuality are so prevalent in this moment. And many of us as adults have to recognize that we didn't get the full, honest, open, beautiful, holistic teaching on the gift of our own sexuality from our own parents, or maybe from some of the institutions that we studied with. And so it's understandable why sometimes we'll hesitate at the cliff of taking that deep dive to form our young ones, because we have certain questions of our own that are difficult. And so, as I mentioned, we do have a parent guide and a leader guide for adults. The parent guide, we actually made it much shorter this time around. You know, many parents are so busy these days, you sometimes give them a parent guide that's 100 pages and they're like, maybe I'll get to that. We've shortened it to be nice and sweet, but to help them with those most important questions so that they can know how to engage their middle schooler, because parents are still the primary educators of their children, not the teacher at the school or the catechist at the parish. Those people are supposed to help parents to be able to remain those primary educators. And so we go through some of those tough topic questions in there to give parents and then leaders in the leader guide how to answer the difficult questions about homosexuality if it comes up, about body image, about questions regarding premarital sexual activity, some of the things that might be more difficult for some people to address. We give them some roadmaps on how to do that so that they can be more confident. We also actually have a lot of resources that you can get through the website and connected to the website to further training. If people want to do a video training online, they can learn more about those things to help address those difficult topics.
And can Envision be used by families at home, homeschoolers, and if so, where can people get a preview?
Yeah, so ascensionpress.com/envision is where people can see all about the program and get copies for review and things of that nature. And actually, you know, our leadership team, our author team of Jason Everett, Colin MacGyver, Amy MacGyver, and myself, we actually have a lot of different experiences in ministry and education. And so we really geared this program to be able to be used across the spectrum. And so people have been already using it in homeschool situations, at parish youth groups, in PSR programs, as well as Catholic schools. All of those settings really have worked well. We've got activities built in there for the leaders. We've got sort of little assignments if they're in the school setting. We've got icebreakers if it's in a parish, you know, youth group setting. And then, as I said, there's plenty of things for parents to help their own kids in the homeschool setting. So I actually love the fact that it's very balanced across the spectrum there.
Well, Brian, your answers were right on target. We appreciate you coming on and being with us once again after all these years, and thank you for putting together, along with Ascension Press, Envision, Theology, the Body for middle schoolers. And God bless you for this effort, and great to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much, Bishop. It's wonderful to be with you today. God bless you all.
All right, thank you.